Really? Thanks a lot.
I think so.
These guys are awesome. The next act we have is a spoken word artist. Yes. She's lovely. And I'm sure she's gonna take your breath away with her spoken words. So give it up for lovely Lauren.
Woo!
Yeah. I'm really happy to go snap. This is a perfect snapping opportunity, everybody. Hello. You kind of hear me a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Lauren, and I do spoken word poetry, and this is the first time I've ever performed it, so go easy on me. I saw him before he saw me. I swear that all noise ceased, time froze, and icicles stilled the ticking of the clocks, and I was able to really look at him. I could see the freckles speckled on his face like tiny eraser sheets, and when he laughed, the walls giggled with intoxication, and people stopped their conversations and just stared. I wanted to reach out and brush my fingertips across those eraser shavings and hear his laugh for myself. And I told myself to be fearless and to walk across the room and say hello, to grab life by the balls, and to take a leap of valor. But it was as if my 3 seconds of courage had left me, when instead of walking up to him with confidence, I decided to use those 3 seconds to stare. My courage had left me because I was so wrapped up in one pure moment of unadulterated bliss and connection. And then I started scolding myself and began to stare at my feet in self-pity, for how could I ever meet him now? But then I heard a voice echo out that could have cut through glass, yet it floated around in the air like a stray fluff of cloud, whispering and gently floating around the atmosphere, just simply existing. And in actuality, there wasn't much grandeur in it. His voice was shaky, and I could have sworn he visibly trembled, and all he said was, "Hi." But in that hi, there was so much more unspoken. At that one moment, it was as though I could have battled a ferocious panther, or fight in a war, or get in a heated debate with my mother. The surge of power and adrenaline kept me high off his presence, and I wanted the whole world to see that we had met. And then we were dancing, and his hands were a little bit clammy, and I'm quite sure I saw him wipe a bit of sweat from his brow. But I didn't care, because his face was only a few inches from mine, and his lips curled into a small smile, and his eyes peacefully closed, and his eyelashes thick and strong, yet just whispering across his skin. And then he opened his eyes, and it was as if I could see the northern lights. It wasn't only his eyes I was looking into anymore, it was my eyes I was staring into, because I had found someone and somehow become his world, and we were each other, just one soul clinging onto life and love. I was falling for him. I was falling through the water, and it was dark and it was deep, and the sea anemones brushed against my legs, but all I could see was the glimmer of light in his eyes, and the feeling that I would never be pulled again, and that I would never dream another nightmare, and that the only way I would lose breath was when he was taken away from me. And he took it from me, every last breath, but I thought it was okay, because he would replenish my starving lungs with breaths of love from himself. But he didn't. He got an urgent phone call and had to leave almost immediately. He took my hand like a gentleman, kissed it, and left. And I realized I hadn't even gotten his name, or his number, or the city he lived in. And I never saw him again. Is there such thing as love at first sight, or is it all pure infatuation? Because the moment I looked into his eyes, when we were dancing, my thoughts were not on to get into his bed, but into his heart. We have so many chances, and everything is circumstantial. You can meet your true love and never see him again, yet you can marry a person you thought you knew but actually didn't. And you get to thinking what omnipotence this universe has to screw us over like that. But I will always try to recreate that moment. Every man I meet in the future, I will look into his eyes and look for the northern lights. And instead, I may just get shades of brown, blue, green, and gray. And maybe the boy with the northern lights had weird eating habits. Maybe he liked dumb movies. Maybe he was just a hopeless romantic like myself. and there will be others. Oh, sorry. But in the end, he was just another person, part of just another day, another event in my life out of hundreds, thousands, and millions. And there will be others. There will be guys with great eating habits that love the same brilliant movies as I do. And he may not have northern lights in his eyes, but we must not hold his genetics against him. Because we will experience many things in our life. Good, bad, but some we will want to recreate, and some we will never want to ever think of again. But each experience is different. And never in our lives will things be the same, because life is changing, people are changing, and we ourselves are changing. We cannot recreate history or try to chase the past. Only chase a future of boys with different colors, yet each unique and different and perfect eyes. A future in which we all move forward and reach our hand out to grasp the inevitable and never-ending possibility. Thank you.
Woo!
Laura, do we have anywhere we can find more spoken word by you?
Yeah.
Lauren.
Give another round of golf claps for Lauren. That was beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was nice.